Hey guys, this is Dan again. Welcome back to my channel. So it's been a couple of weeks since I last made a video. So I'm here to give you an update of how the tank is going. And also I've added I went to the shop today and got a feather duster and a clustered duster. I think they're from the same family, but the clustered duster have smaller feathers. So when the lady that was working there, when she put her hand into the tank to grab these for me, as soon as they sense her hand in there, all these little clusters, the feathers, like sucked in. And so was this guy. It was super fast. It was like instant. So right now I think it's attracted to the excuse me, the lights, so it's coming out. But if I were to release it, those feathers will be retracted all inside the tube there that it's in. Yeah, so this guy costs $15 and the clustered duster costs $20. I also got some new food for the fish. So I've been feeding it brine shrimp and mysis shrimp for the clownfish and the hippo tanks there. And they seem to enjoy the brine shrimp more because I think the mysis shrimp is a little bit too big for them at this size. So the lady suggested that I get the spirulina brine shrimp because they need veggies in their diet. And so my core smoothie that I got when I got the tank is almost running out. So I got this Phyto Feast. She recommended this, so I give them a little bit of variety. And this is for the coral. So a bit update on the tank. Like a week ago, sadly the copper band butterfly died. I think because it wasn't eating properly, and it from the time when I got it, it wouldn't eat well. It would just peck at the little feathers, dusters on all the corals, and I think it finally ran out, and it just, one day it just woke up and it was on its side. And the other sad part to my tank was that my firefish was really nice and healthy from my last video, and suddenly it disappeared, like it hid itself somewhere. And I've read about it that firefish tend to hide itself for days, or they could jump out. So my place is really small. I clean up the whole place and try to look for its body, like all around here, and it was not, like I couldn't find it. So, and then also after like a week of not seeing it, I started to move my stuff around, like move the rock just to see if it's dead inside there or if it's hiding in there, and nope, I couldn't find it either. So at this point, since it's been a little bit over a week, I'm just accepting that it's already dead somewhere within the tank and disintegrate itself. So so those are the two casualties to my tank so far. The good news about the tank is that these two hippo tanks and the clownfish, and also the wrasse, and also the cardinals in the back. The Bengal cardinals keep hiding itself in there, but they do come out for feedings, and they all have a really voracious appetite. So as soon as I put a chunk of brine shrimp in there, it would be gone like within like less than 2 minutes. So there was one time that I put one chunk in and it disappeared so quickly that I was afraid that it wasn't enough food for the fish. So I decided to put another chunk in right away. And again, they devour it like within minutes. And then I was watching the tank, and they were like just like one of the hippo tank, I guess it ate so much that it was like a pig or something. So what happened was it made this jerky movement like back and forth, and it threw a bunch of brine shrimp out. So it was kind of funny to see, but it's a good thing that they're actually eating properly. And also they've grown, so they're larger. They're much substantially larger than when I first got them. So it's really awesome to witness. And this is what I like about keeping fish, is that to watch them grow and be successful at it. And also the corals have grown too. If you look at the green star polyps, if you compare back to my first video, I think it ended over here. Now it has spread it all the way to the tip of the branch. So that has grown a lot. And also the xenia has the tentacles are longer. Like from comparing from when I got it, it's much longer and it's more volume. So it is growing. The sun coral has definitely grown a lot too. If you look at the sides of its coral, there's new pods sticking out, and there's a lot of them around. So hopefully, they grow to bigger size. And this zoanthid that I bought, the small one, the orange one, the orange zoanthid was a frag when I got it, and as you can see now, there's a lot more heads that have grown. So that too has grown a lot. The green torch coral, it created this little thing here at the bottom of its body. So I think that's growing too, I'm not sure. And then the pink zoanthids, it's not pink. So what I learned is like when I got it from the shop, it was super hot pink. And that's because of the lighting. So if I were to play with the greens, the red, the royal intensity of the tank, you can actually see it's hot pink, but at normal lighting when all the intensity are at the same level, it's just brown. So the bad thing about it is I did the way that it shows it pink, but the video and the pictures don't come out as well, so it's not good to show. It's only good like if you're standing here in person and seeing it. And also this pearl bubble coral is doing really well. I think it has grown in volume too. It's hard to tell because it's always bubbly, so unless it covers the back, then I'll be able to tell that it has grown up. And also the open brain coral here, it's just great to see the colors on this guy. And the neon thing, those are its tentacles. So when I feed it, those round, like the perimeter of that brownish area has tentacles that sticks out and it waves. So I'm gonna let these two new additions to the tank acclimate, and then I'll be back to continue the video. Thanks. Hey guys, so it's been a while since I acclimated the feather duster and the cluster duster, and while I was acclimating, I took a read on the internet, and it recommends that the cluster duster be in a shadier area and away from current so that it can eat. So I decided to put it next to the sun corals, which requires very low to no light as well. And this guy, the feather duster, just released its feather. I should have done a video of it when it was slowly coming out. It's pretty cool to look at, but I didn't catch my camera on time. Also an update on the tank as to where all the anemones are. The pink bubble tips, the first one I ever got, is still exactly at the same spot, and also the rose bubble tip is exactly where at the same spot. So those two haven't moved at all in weeks. And the pink bubble tip usually like covers itself up, so it's kind of weird. I'm gonna feed it again later, and hopefully that it'll eat the food, and it's still doing well. It's hard to tell because sometimes it just covers itself into a little bulb, and that worries me a bit because the rose bubble tip always have its tentacles sticking out, and sometimes the tip is really super pink and it looks pretty nice. Also the green bubble tip anemone, the big guy here, right now it's lodged itself there, but this guy moves everywhere, and sometimes it moves to the back near the power head here, and it worries me. There's a couple of nights that I actually turn off this big power head because I'm afraid that its tentacle might get stuck and shred it in that power head. But right now the body is on the other rock and its head is out. It's like a elongated, the purplish part, that's the body, and this is the tentacle. And it usually like blow itself up with water to become extremely large and floats all over to the back or the front here, and it would make its way up to this coral rock here with the polyps, the green polyps, and it stay there for a while, and then it drops itself back down to the tank and move around. I have a video of it, so I will add that to at the end with some music going on. And also I forgot to mention that in the sump I've been using this Chemi Pure Blue filter packages. I bought the bulk one. These are quite expensive. They're like come out to be about 15 bucks a bag. They come in 5.5 ounce and 11 ounce. I figured this tank is rather large, so I got the bigger size. But from reading it, it should last 3 months per bag. So it looks like it's spending like about $5 a month to make the water good. And also I got this activated carbon that I put a little bit in one of the sock here. So there's two. I actually cleaned these out the other day because it became very dirty. I cleaned the skimmer head quite a bit because it does do a good job at cleaning out the gunk, the algae gunk. So every time I clean it, it's very filmy and slimy, and it keeps the tank so nice and clear. So I've been having, I've never had a saltwater tank before, but I've had freshwater tanks, and this is by far the clearest water looking tank I've no, as a hobby so far. So it's super nice to have to look at all these colorful fish in this clear water. So the Chemi Pure Blue, I read that it does a good job. I put it in the pump over there where the sump is, and then this one just I just kept it at a level where it doesn't overflow the top here, because if it does, then the dirty water would get back into the sump and it'll go up back into the tank. The drip tank here that I have, I actually have to fill up with water once a day now, because the weather in Boston has been pretty cold and I have the heat on, so I guess it makes the water evaporates faster. And this is an open tank, so it's a reef tank, and that's one of the things that I didn't catch on when I got the firefish, that it jumps. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that it's a jumping fish. So, but the thing is, like I said earlier, I couldn't find its body anywhere in the condo here. So I might have just gotten trapped somewhere in one of the crevices of the live rocks. So thanks guys for watching. I'll keep you up to date again in a couple of weeks. By then, I think at the rate that these fish are eating, you can substantially see their growth. And if you compare these back to my previous videos, you can actually see it too. So thanks for watching.